Hello everyone, welcome to Optimal Timelines. My name is Sean and welcome to 2024. Happy New Year to everybody. This is going to be a collective reading for all the North Nodes by sign and house, and then later in the video there'll be timestamps that will be for each of the North Nodes by sign and house. This is just something to kind of, as a reminder, to set our course so we kind of know where we're going, where we're supposed to go individually and as a collective. So with that, I'm going to connect to the energies and then we can begin. I call upon my spirit guides, guardians, and the wisdom of my ancestors to bring forth the information that's true and correct for all who see and hear this reading, that it may bring them the most beautiful, happy life possible and set them on their most optimal future timeline. So may it be. So being a professional reader for a number of years, one of the questions that comes up a lot obviously, is people ask, what is my life's purpose? What am I here to do, and what am I here to learn? How do I find my life's purpose? How do I live it? This question, comes up quite a bit. And luckily, I have an answer for them. So in evolutionary astrology, there's something that I like to call the formula, where the formula is what we're here to learn and accomplish in this lifetime. But what's confusing to a lot of people is we confuse I call it our everyday kind of mundane life purpose with our actual true life purpose. Here's what I mean. So there's basically two paths and that we have. The path that we always all follow, which is normal, is it's called what I call like our mundane life path and life purpose. What does that mean? That means that we're born into a family, we're raised, we go to school, we learn certain skills, we start businesses, we start careers, we have families. We're going through life and we have a purpose. Like I have a goal of I want to do this, I want to travel here, I want to grow my business, I want my kids to go to a certain college or whatever. There's nothing wrong with that. That's like we all have that mundane life purpose. But most of the time that doesn't have anything to do with our actual like true higher life purpose, which is found in our astrological birth chart. Okay, that's where our true life purpose. Now, sometimes there's not all the time, but there's quite a few times when our mundane purpose kind of interweaves and either helps, but a lot of times it can hinder our actual like life purpose. Okay, so in evolutionary astrology, there is, like as I said, what I call the formula, and what the formula is. If you've watched my videos for any number of months or years, you know that we talk about the North Node by sign and house. Okay, that's part one. So wherever your North Node is by sign and by house, that is the first part of your life purpose. You're moving away from your South Node by sign and house, the opposite end of the astrological chart, to that North Node. Now, the other part of the formula, which we're not going to get into too much today, but if you are curious or you're more advanced and you've already explored your North Node by sign and house, the other part of that is where the planet Pluto is in your chart. So wherever Pluto is by sign and house acts very much like your South Node, meaning it's your past, it's what you've already like been there, done that type of a thing, and it's something that you're trying to move away from. And where you're moving away from it's very easy. Okay, on the astrological chart, on the zodiac wheel, you're moving from your point of where Pluto is by sign and where Pluto is by house to the opposite end of the chart. So let's just say, for example, your Pluto is in the sign of Scorpio. So you're moving away from that into Taurus, the opposite end. And let's say that your Pluto is in the first house. You're moving away from the first house into the seventh house. which is its opposite. So we call it the polarity point. So if you're curious, you can investigate that more. I'm not going to get into it too much today because I just want to cover the north node. If you are following your north node path by sign and house, you are way, way far ahead of the game from most people on planet Earth, as far as, kind of seeking your life purpose and getting the most out of life. Okay, so we've answered the big question, is where to find our life's purpose. Now the question is, how do we live it and embody it? And the other questions are, what happens when we don't follow our true life's purpose? And what happens if we do follow our true life's purpose? So we'll start off with that second question, which is, how do we live it? And this is probably one of the most important parts of this whole formula. Our natural instincts, and I call them instinctual tendencies, and our natural desires are found in our south node by sign and house and where Pluto is. And as I said before, we're supposed to move away from that area of the chart into the north node and into the Pluto polarity point, right? But our natural instincts and desires are not found in our north node. So what does that mean? That means that when a situation is happening in our life and unfolding, the way we naturally think, feel, and act and react about the situation comes from these old instinctual tendencies. So what I'm saying is that normally our natural instincts don't serve our life's purpose. And that's like the big kind of catch, because people say like, oh, well, that's easy. If I know where my north node is by sign and house and where my Pluto polarity point is, I can just follow it. Well, yeah, it is simple. But the thing that's hard about it is that everything about us is keeping us into that south node tendency or that Pluto, tendency. And so it's like a constant, like, reminder. And I always like to tell people, the reason I'm doing this video is, it's not, the first part of it is, yeah, learning your life's purpose, but it has to be, kind of worked on every day, because you find yourself, these desires and these tendencies are very, very deep inside you. So a lot of times, it isn't helping us in moving forward in our life's purpose. Let me give you an example. So let's say that a person has their north node in Aries, okay, and their south node would be in Libra. So a situation comes up where, someone who's close to them is maybe acting out and isn't treating them respectfully, and maybe even being slightly, like, emotionally abusive with them, okay? Where they could go wrong is their natural tendencies are found, as I said, in their south node in Libra, which is, well, I'm not going to rock the boat. I'm just going to get along. It's like peace at all cost. I'm just going to smooth things over. They didn't mean it and whatnot. But what life is telling them in their life's purpose is, since their north node is in Aries, it's about setting boundaries. It's about being strong. It's about that kind of warrior spirit. It's, being able to stand up for yourself and putting your needs, wants, and desires, first, type of a thing. But when you tell a person with a very strong, ingrained, natural Libra tendency to do that, it feels very uncomfortable. Okay. So I want to touch on, there's no good astrological sign or good astrological house or bad. Okay. They're just, they're wanting to be balanced. So each one can be equally great, and each one can be equally not so great. it's depending on if it's unbalanced or not. Okay, so each one has its positives and negatives. So in that case, in that example that I was giving you, it would it's calling the person to be strong and actually go against their natural Libra tendencies, to kind of set boundaries, stand up for themselves or someone else, and not smooth things over. Another example would be, and let's take a house for example. The difference between the astrological signs and the houses, so the 12 signs and the 12 houses, are generally speaking, the signs are the zodiac signs are what is happening and how it's happening, and the astrological houses are kind of where it's happening. But what I found is that there's some overlapping, that it's not just cut and dry where it's the houses are always just where things are happening. There's kind of some interweaving, of them. But generally, that's what it is. So, for example, if you say, like, for example, okay, the sign of Cancer rules the fourth house. So Cancer would be, emotional intelligence, connecting to emotions, um, protectiveness, you know, um, getting into the complexity of emotions, being able to feel the full spectrum of emotions. Whereas the fourth house, which is ruled by Cancer, would generally be like where that is happening. So in the home, in a family, in some sort of a community environment type of a thing. Okay, so but there is some overlapping thing with the houses and the signs. But getting back to the example, let's say that a person has their north node in the 12th house, okay, ruled by Pisces, and so that would be their south node would be in the 6th house, ruled by Virgo. So when you see like a strong, um, unbalanced, like Virgo or 6th house energy, you could see someone who is like too focused on details, not seeing the big picture, kind of uh, too picky, maybe overly critical type of a thing, and what life is telling them is it's telling them to go into the north node, which is, the 12th house, which is, opening up to a wider perspective, connecting to the universe at a higher level, not being overly worried about like details, but kind of, like I said, like seeing like the big picture. Um, and it's kind of like when you think of like Virgo in the 6th house compared to the 12th house and Pisces, it's like thinking of like being like hyper focused on something and like seeing every single little detail, as opposed to standing back and seeing like the big picture of something. So, that's kind of how this plays out. So what I'm trying to say is that when we have these natural tendencies in our chart, we're acting from our natural instincts. Normally, the majority of the time, we're acting from something that is not serving our life's purpose. Okay. And because there's some sort of an imbalance, but it seems very natural to us. Like it seems natural, these tendencies we have, because they feel comfortable. It's like our comfort zone, because we've done them our whole life, and most likely in past lives. So I wanted to cover now those last two questions, which is what happens when we don't follow our true life's purpose, and what happens when we do start following our true life purpose. So what I've found over the years is that when we are not following our true life purpose, life seems kind of like a struggle. We're not as happy as we could be, or there's like always like, it seems like a piece of the puzzle missing. No matter I've seen people over the years and experienced it myself. Like, you could gain all of these things that we think will make us happy, whether that be like, money, fame, security, um, looks, whatever it is that we think we're, getting more, possessions or whatever. But it's a hole that never gets filled. And the thing about it is, we are all given the free will. We can, like, live our life however we choose. It's our life, to live. We can follow our life's purpose or not. We're all, just learning. But what I found is that when you are resisting that true life's purpose and you stay in the old patterns, as time goes on, it seems like, kind of more and more difficulties, come up in your life. And it's like I said, not quite as full, like life isn't quite as fulfilling. It's like no matter what you are doing to try to fill that life, if you're not following that life's purpose, it can get pretty challenging as the years go on. And now for the good news. When we do follow our life's purpose as set out in our astrological chart, okay, the formula, what I've found is that our life doesn't necessarily get perfect, but it starts to feel more fulfilling. It feels like, and more satisfying, if that makes sense. The thing that I've noticed over the years with myself working with family, friends, clients, okay, using this, is when you begin to follow that true life purpose, okay, your north node by sign and house and your Pluto polarity point, you begin to, it's like, doors begin to open easier for you. It's like your life is flowing in a better direction. And as I said, it's not that it's perfect and there's no more challenges. It's just that it just seems more fulfilling. And it's like the universe, is coming in and assisting you. The way I like to describe it is this, I mean, if you're watching this video, many of you probably believe in, like, the metaphysical, esoteric part of life. You're into, tarot readings. And so obviously if you're watching this, you believe in the spiritual side of life, I'm assuming, obviously, right? And so the thing is that I always like to pose this question: is why would the universe, your spirit guides or whatever, why would they help you move in a direction that's not good for you? Like, we have the free will to move in any direction we want, but they're obviously not going to, like, help you move in a wrong direction. They're not going to stop you, but they're not going to help you. The universe and life isn't going to stop you because of the free will. But what I've noticed is that when people do start to follow that formula, the really magical thing is that life tends to get easier. Like, you are getting assisted by the universe. And that's what's really interesting. And it's really a beautiful thing is that when you're moving and, toward that life purpose, you're making decisions based on that life purpose, which means resisting those natural instinctual tendencies that come from the south node of the formula and that Pluto part of your chart. When you're making decisions from more of your north node and resisting that past stuff, it's like life just seems to flow in a better direction. And as I said, you feel more fulfilled on an everyday. There's more contentment, okay? And it's really amazing that, yeah, like doors do start to open. Really, why it's wild, and it's very magical. So I could just say that there's something that is, really worth your time in investigating this, and that's one of the reasons why, I do these readings with the north node by sign and house, to help people kind of get on that path, because once you experience it, it's really like nothing else, like no other seminar or book you could read that will really help you, in that direction. Okay, so now I would like to do some little mini readings for each of the north nodes by sign and house. And remember, you're going to want to watch two of the timestamps, one for your north node by sign and one for your north node by house, just to kind of set you on this course for 2024, kind of what you most need to know, what could be helping you and or hindering you on this path. So let's begin. Okay, North Node in Aries and or the first house. This is your January 2024 mini tarot reading. Okay, so the card that popped out for you is the Eight of Pentacles reversed. So for you this year, a big part of your life path is going to involve what you do for a living, your work, career. If you're a stay-at-home parent, any of that, anything of what you do on a regular basis as part of what you do for work is going to come into play. So a lot of your learning is going to take place in this kind of work element. And what I'm seeing for you is I'm seeing that you have the Justice card here, and you've got the Knight of Pentacles reversed. One of the things that is going to be helping you is that through whatever you do on a regular basis for your work, your Libra South Node is going to come into play, because you could be seeing some things that you perceive as like not being fair or just. Okay. And that if you allow it, it could be kind of like a stumbling block in a way for you. Okay. So what you want to do is you want to release that need, like that ultra need for constant, like justice and fairness, because in this lifetime, you're not supposed to be the one who is calling the shots in the sense of what you see as fair or just, if that makes sense. In other words, everybody has their own opinion, and so what you are needing to do is, with this Knight of Pentacles reversed, is this is could be a point of stickiness or getting you stuck. So for example, everybody has an opinion of what they obviously think is like right or wrong, and there's nothing wrong with that. But when it comes to what you do and your work, all you can do is be your best version of yourself and not worry about what is just or unjust, what is fair or not fair. And it could be, like I said, as I said, a sticking point. If you follow that Aries north node of yours, okay, that is what is going to really help you. That's going to help you to get unstuck, meaning that when you start to embody that north node of Aries or the first house, which is going out there, being bold, putting yourself forward, having initiative, impulsive action, all of those things are going to help you in your work and career. And so the heads up for you is not to get bogged down by always judging of like what's fair or not fair. Okay. Yeah. So how can that play out? Like, for example, let's say that, if you could be in a situation where you think, well, why did that person get that promotion, or why did that person receive, and even if you're working from home, like why did they receive like a reward or praise for that? It's not up to you to decide, because you're putting in a lot of energy of what should be or shouldn't be. All the energy has to go into you embodying your higher cause, which is that Aries north node or north node in the first house. You see what I'm saying? So this is just a heads up of like, don't put energy into trying to make judgment calls throughout your life, because it's like an energy drain, and it could get you stuck. So that's kind of like a heads up right there. Anyway, I hope this reading was helpful to you. Make it a great year. Happy New Year to you. If you have any questions in your life and would like some answers, there's going to be a link for a personal tarot reading down in the description box. Or if you would like your astrological chart analyzed, where we could look at your personal formula and how it's playing out in your life, click on the link below and you can get some more information. But with that, thanks for watching. We'll see you on some more videos. Many blessings. Okay, North Node in Taurus and or the second house. This is going to be your 2024 January tarot reading. Okay, so the card that popped out for you for kind of as an overall heads up for January and throughout the year was the Ten of Wands reversed. And what I'm thinking when I see this card for you is that it's not always bad to take on burdens to yourself. Although that this card is about shouldering responsibility, it's about shouldering burdens, and it's reversed here. What this is saying is that this is actually good for you throughout the year, is being able to kind of take on um, responsibility, take on shouldering burdens and whatnot, as part of you becoming your more like independent self. Okay, and so this isn't shouldering burdens like in a bad or negative way. Okay, which maybe sometimes seeing this card people could think that, but it's like saying like for example, um, you know, you have an opportunity like in what you do for work or career, and someone says like, hey, I need someone to do this or that, right? And you it would be like taking on a responsibility or shouldering a responsibility, and you say, okay, yeah, I can do that. And the reason is because it could like, you know, further you, in your career. And even if if you work from home, it's just like when you take on extra responsibilities, there are rewards for that. It's like stepping up to the plate, like, hey, someone needs something from me, even in a non-work situation. So that is good for you this year, and as I said, it's part of that Taurus North Node or second house North Node of like becoming more independent and, responsible in different ways. The two cards that are following, which is what is like could be helping you and hindering you, is it's interesting. You have the Seven of Swords here. And the thing that's really interesting about, we'll start with the Seven of Swords, is that this person is actually shouldering these swords similar to the Ten of Wands here, but in a sense that they're doing it sneakily. But what this is really saying is that if you are not um, like taking on responsibility in some way, there's going to be opportunities to do this in a positive way. You're missing an opportunity, is what this is saying. You're missing this opportunity to further down your path, type of a thing. And when you're able to say, you know what, no, I can do that. I'm gonna take on this responsibility. I'm going to um, kind of extend myself in this way. You're taking that opportunity And if you don't take the opportunity, kind of someone else will type of a thing. The other thing that's coming up is you've got the five, or excuse me, the four of swords. And this card is about, when you are taking on this responsibility, what's going to happen for you is that you're going to find that you're going to actually have, in the end, more free time, more leisure time, to yourself. Like, this is how this could play out. It's like part of you could say, like, oh, well, I don't need to take on these extra, like, duties or whatever it is in your life. But when you do, the weird thing is that you're moving toward that place of being more responsible, more independent, more of that kind of Taurus second house energy. The way it could play out is like more time for you, which is strange. And this is what happens a lot when we follow our path. Is it's sometimes it's counterintuitive. Sometimes when we do something, it seems like it it would do the opposite of what it actually does. When we follow that life path, that's our life purpose. It seems like, if we do it, it's not going to play out like we think it will. Okay. But yeah, it's hard to explain, but basically, the more you're able to become independent and take on responsibility and shoulder different burdens, it's going to end up being better for you and actually create more free time, in your life, which is, we all need that, right? It's positive. Anyway, I hope this reading was helpful to you. Thank you so much for watching. If you would like a personal reading, there's going to be a link in the description box below. Or if you'd like your astrological chart analyzed, where we could look at your personal, like, life path formula, click on the link below. But with that, Happy New Year. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on some more videos. Many blessings. Okay, North Node in Gemini and or the third house. Okay, so the card that popped out for you is the Ten of Cups reversed. And what I'm seeing for you, North Nodes in Gemini or the third house, is that a lot of your learning this year is going to take place within a family environment. So within the family, both close family and extended family, depending on your particular situation. And a lot of this learning is going to take place through that. One of the things that is either helping or hindering you are two situations here. So the Three of Cups over here is saying that it's really important for you this year, is part of this learning, is to connect emotionally to those around you at a deeper level, almost like very, very close, to understand where they're coming from, to really understand their points of view. Even though this card, is a card of, like, celebration, but it's also connecting, with the cups that are intertwined, connecting on a close, deep emotional level. And a lot of your learning is going to come through that. And I feel like it's because it's going to, through your family and family situations. And even if you don't have a large family, there are people in our life, like really close friends, that can act like family. So it doesn't necessarily just mean blood relations. But a lot of your learning is going to take place through this, like, deep connection with people. The other thing that's a heads up for you is with this reversed Seven of Pentacles, it's saying to me, like, what's really important through all of this in dealing with family issues for the whole year is to have a deep sense of patience, being a patient with those around you. And that is going to serve you and help you if you can do that. So that's part of kind of seeing where other people are coming from, learning something. That's all about your path in Gemini, is learning new ways of thinking, new ways of doing things, um, different ways that you can go in your life path. Okay. And all of this is going to take place through, a lot of it is through really close friends and family. So just be patient with those around you. Be patient, be open hearted, be willing to see where they're coming from. And you're going to see that when you do that, it's going to really open up this whole world of opportunity, where through this, you could, for example, let's say you are able to reconnect with a family member that you haven't talked to very much, and you reconnect. This could pay off because it could snowball into, you know, they introduce you to this person or to this situation, or when you do that, it's like this, kind of a chain reaction is kind of what I'm seeing, but a positive chain reaction. So just remember that family and those very close to you are going to be extra important this year. And just be patient with these situations and these relationships, and you're going to get way ahead this year. So anyway, I hope this reading was helpful to you. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions in your life and would like a personal reading, there's going to be a link in the description box below from my website. Or if you would like your astrological chart analyzed, where I look at your personal life purpose formula and I can kind of lay it out for you, click on that link and we'll give you some more information on that. But with that, I just want to say Happy New Year. Make it a great new year. Many blessings and positive things for you. We'll see you in some more videos. Many blessings. Okay, North Node in Cancer and or North Node in the 4th house. Okay, so the card that popped out for you as kind of a heads up for January and the rest of the year is the Knight of Wands reversed. And what I'm thinking for you, North Nodes in Cancer or the 4th house, is it's all about energy for you this year. One of the key things is going to be energy. What do I mean by that? Well, part of your life path, which is Cancer. Yes, it's emotions. Yes, it's emotional intelligence, but emotions translate into energy. And so for you, what's really important is to not only manage your energy, but to learn how to pick up through the energy of things and people around you in order to navigate situations. Okay. So one of the things that I talk about with North Nodes in Cancer or the 4th house is developing, emotional intelligence. And I've used this example before. So let's say you walk into a person walks into a room of people. It could be at, a business meeting. It could be at, a party or some sort of a gathering. People that are sensitive to energies and that are in tune with that have an ability to read the energy in the room. I mean, how they do that exactly, I do it, but I don't, you just do it. It's like you tune into what's going on. And people that don't have the ability, like you could have two different people walking in a room, someone that has the ability to walk into that room and pick up on the undercurrents and what's going on, and other people that don't. They walk in and they're it's like two different experiences. And so it's really important that all about energy, about your energy, and using that and developing as a skill. So it's like an example that happened to me this week. So let's say you are talking to somebody and you're having this conversation back and forth, and then all of a sudden you pick up on something, like you pick up on that, like they're getting restless or something, and you just have this feeling. Okay, maybe they're even giving you some slight clues. A lot of people don't pick up on those clues. Like they maybe are, you're talking to them and then they kind of yawn or they look at their watch or whatever, or just even you're picking up this feeling. That is an important skill for you to develop, because you're picking up on something that is not being said or not being shown to you. It's something that's in the like undercurrent, and that's going to be a really important skill that's going to play out for you this year. Now, what's helping you and or hindering you this year? Okay, with the Five of Wands, again, we have energy here. Is that there are going to be situations that are you're going to need to navigate this year, that's going to require you to see what's going on, you know, in the undercurrents and behind the scenes type of a thing. That can only be, you can only figure it out through the energy of a situation. And an example would be like, let's say that you have this interaction with this person, and you know the interaction like wasn't pleasant. You picked, maybe they were like being a little bit negative or something, to that effect. But you sense that, okay, there was something kind of more to the story. So even though it might have bothered you the whole interaction, you kind of withheld judgment, and then you later find out that, like, this person had something like really horrible happen to them, or that there was this, maybe they weren't like feeling good and all that. That's how this could help you, is that when you're able to pick up the undercurrents of situations and what's going on underneath the surface, it's a skill that everybody that has a Cancer North Node or North Node in the fourth house should develop. And that's what you're learning. Where you're learning to develop it is through the energy field of people and situations. Now, the other thing is you have the reversed Two of Cups here. And again, this is saying that, the way that you are able to pick up on this energy is on the emotional level, and it's really through your heart energy. So the other thing that came up for you is the Two of Cups, and what this is saying is that the way that you connect to this energy in people and situations is through your emotions, through your heart, okay, through your body. It's not through your mind and trying to perceive a situation and understand it intellectually or mentally, but you are able to connect to this energy through how it's hitting your body, how it's hitting you emotionally. And when you do that, it opens up this whole other dimension in life. Many of you are listening to this, you maybe have developed this skill to a certain degree, which is great. And if that's the case, this is just saying, like, this is going to come into play this year, this skill a lot. Okay. If not, if you haven't developed this, just realize that try to one of the things you could do is, when you have interactions with people and in situations, you're listening to them and you're perceiving what they're saying on an intellectual and mental level. Nothing wrong with that. But see if you can actually feel what's going on behind that, and see if it matches or what's going on. And so you're just emotionally like, okay, how do I feel about what they're saying? How do I feel about this situation? And you have your mind going and you're listening and you're processing everything mentally, but you're actually kind of putting those feelers out. The reason this is a heads up is because this is going to really come into play for you North Nodes in Cancer or the fourth house. And it's particularly going to help you in different situations that could be, challenging, and helping you navigate, situations this year. And so it's a really important skill to develop to a greater degree. But anyway, I hope this reading was helpful to you. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions in your life and would like a personal reading, there's going to be a link in the description box below. Or if you would like your astrological chart analyzed, where I look at your personal life purpose formula, click on that link and get some more information. But with that, Happy New Year. Make it a great year. We'll see you on some more videos. Many blessings. Okay, North Node in Leo and or the 5th house. This is your January 2024 tarot reading. Okay, so the card that popped out for you is actually the Fool card, which is really interesting. It kind of goes along with your North Node in Leo or the 5th house. Now, anybody that knows tarot knows the Fool is not a bad card. Okay, the reason they call it the Fool is it's a person that is emotionally, innocent and maybe is not jaded by life, and they're seeing life much like a child would, not in a childish way necessarily, but like with childlike wonder and optimism. It's a card of optimism, okay? And what's coming up for you is that this year in particular, your developing optimism is really, really going to help you. Seeing the positive side of different things, being able to kind of stay in gratitude and staying in that kind of state of childlike optimism, okay, and being able to think of life as like an adventure or a game almost. One of the things that can happen is that we can, a lot of people like kind of lose that as years go by and different things happen. We get jaded, but a lot can be said for just kind of keeping that optimism. And really that's what, your North Node in Leo in the 5th house, one of the things it's saying is like to have this, remember Leo is, the its planet is the sun, okay? The 5th house is also the sun is the ruler. And so it's the ultimate, planet of optimism, actually a star, but I mean, it's, what I'm talking about. Okay. So it's this kind of unwavering optimism that's really going to help you. It doesn't mean that you are not feeling, you know, uh, pressure sometimes, or you have normal feelings of, you know, other things that are maybe not positive. Okay. That's normal, but you always kind of pop back into that. It's really going to help you. Now, how is this going to play out? Well, the things that are helping you and hindering you. Okay. Well, the 10 of Swords came up, as well as the 9 of Pentacles. So when you're navigating 2024, what it's saying is that when you are dealing with different things and trying to heal from various things in your life, where you know friendships could come and go, relationships come and go, jobs, different things. We all have to deal with certain things, but it's the ability to kind of bounce back from that, and that's where this optimism can help you. So one of the things that keeps popping into my head that I need to relay to you is it's something that's helped me a lot, where when a situation happens that maybe isn't too pleasant, one of the things that we can say to ourselves is we can say like, okay, what am I grateful for? Like most people, the things that happen to us and the things that are like annoying to us or make us sad or angry, we could think that, there are people that are like a lot worse off. Like it's not as bad as we think. And so we think of like, well, what am I grateful for in my life? And really that's what, even though the 10 of Swords, it looks like an intense card, but one of the things that's always, brought to our attention is this, dawn that seems to be rising out of the darkness. There's always this, like, silver lining, or this positiveness that comes out of something that is not pleasant. And the way you bounce out of that is you say, okay, like, you're able to feel and experience life, but then you're able to bounce back, say, like, okay, it's time to move forward. Okay. And so you don't get stuck, and it's the optimism and that feeling that life is like an adventure, and that, like, life is this game, and that we're here to learn from this game. You bounce back from things, and that's this optimism, as I said, is what's going to really help you navigate this. Now, the other thing too is, with this Nine of Pentacles, is for you North nodes in Leo or the fifth house, it's going to be really important for you to make sure that you are developing time for recreation. Okay, that's an important part of your North node, because the fifth house in Leo rules, like, creativity, it rules fun, it rules games, it rules leisure time, it rules sports. Okay, so it's really important that part of your development is being able to develop that side of your life, which is, leisure time, leisure activities. For some of you, it could even be like something that was a leisure activity that even could turn into like a business or a side hustle. But yeah, developing that side of, like, playfulness, leisure time, hobbies, different things you do, is going to be really, really important for this year. And it's going to build into this optimism. But just remember, the sun always comes up. Okay, tomorrow's another day, and that's exactly how you have to look at your life. Is that it's an ongoing thing. There's nighttime, and then there's always a dawn. Okay, and when you keep that kind of an attitude, it's really, really going to serve you. Anyway, I hope this reading was helpful to you. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions in your life and would like a personal reading, there is going to be a link in the description box below. Or if you'd like your astrological chart analyzed, where I look at your personal life path formula, click on the link to get some more information. But with that, I hope you have a wonderful January and throughout 2024. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on some more videos. Many blessings. Okay, North Node in Virgo and or the sixth house. Okay, so the card that popped out for you is the Page of Wands. And when I saw this, what I was thinking for you for 2024, which is going to be a big, important aspect of this year, is your ability to focus on various things in your life. This card has to do with energy. It's like focused energy. And you can see that the page here is really focused on the wand here, looking at it closely, examining it, which really falls in line with your North Node in the sixth house or Virgo, okay, which is this, like, being able to focus in on things, focus in on this task or this person or whatever. And it's really going to pay off for you developing this. So what could be helping or hindering you this year in regard to this? Well, you have two cards here. You've got the reversed Empress and you've got the Ten of Swords. The reversed Empress, what this is saying is, firstly, that what is really important for you is to really focus in on the physical aspects of your life, meaning your body, your energy field, taking care of that, and kind of focusing in on that. One of the things that you could see with the Virgo North Node or North Node in the sixth house, because of that Pisces south node or Pisces or a 12th house south node, there could be a tendency to neglect, like health and the body and all of that. And there's a wisdom, and you're wanting to focus in on that. Focus in on how does that play out? Meaning that, making sure that you're taking care of, with the food you eat, and taking care of your body in a physical way, and in the physical aspects of life. And when you do that, it's like that is kind of your new spiritual path, because you can find your life path and your spiritual life path through actually the physical, through the body. That's what you're here to do. You're here to bring the spiritual into the physical in this lifetime. And so by focusing in on the physical in your life, um, things around you, um, yeah, your the people around you, your body, your energy field, as I said, even your possessions and your physical comfort, all of that can really really help you this year. The other thing with the Ten of Swords reversed is it's saying that, you know this throughout this year, when you're navigating month to month, when you're focusing in on the physical, it's helping you to heal past wounds, wounds that come up, but also past wounds, whether they be physical and or non-physical. The way that plays out is, for example, when you see this North Node a lot in Virgo or the sixth house, with that 12th house Pisces South Node, a lot of times people with this incarnate with a lot of intense um, things that have happened to them in past lives, or a lot of times things and very intense things happen to them in this lifetime in the past when they were younger, right? And when you're able to focus in on taking care of yourself and your body and getting into things in the physical realm, like, even I was just thinking about, like, a lot of people that have this North Node like to start gardens and grow their own food and things like that. Raising animals is another aspect to this. But when you're able to do that and focus in on nurturing your body, focusing in on your body, on your life, on your energy field, what happens is that it has a way of helping heal past wounds. Like, if you're taking care of yourself in the present, your energy, your body, your life, it is kind of negating negativity. And it's not that it didn't happen to you in the past, but it's like now the focus is on healing in the present. Now, the opposite could be true. Like, let's say someone comes in with a lot of, like, wounds from their past, physical, emotional wounds, okay, and they're not taking care of themselves in the present. It's like it's perpetuating those wounds. That's what I'm saying. And so, when this is not anything to be taken lightly, when you are focusing in on yourself, your energy, your body, you're able to heal yourself now and heal yourself from the past. Okay, that's what this is saying. But yeah, really really positive for you. Remember, focus in on your health, your body, your mind, your well-being, all the physical things around you. Okay, take care of yourself, and when you do that, you're going to be way ahead of the game in 2024. Anyway, I hope this reading was helpful to you. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions in your life and would like a personal tarot reading, or if you would like your astrological chart analyzed, where I could see your personal life path formula, there's going to be a link in the description box below. But Happy New Year. Make it a great 2024. We'll see you on some more videos. Many blessings. Okay, North Node in Libra and or North Node in the 7th house. Okay, so the card that popped out for you is the Page of Wands, and for 2024, for you North nodes in Libra or the seventh house, it's all about um, energy, perceiving energy, your own energy, but in particular the energy of others. And what I'm seeing here is that it's going to play out for you a lot of times in group situations, and it could even be in like family situations where it's going to help you to perceive the energy of other people and the energy of situations. So how can this play out? Now, the two cards that popped up that are either helping or hindering you is you've got the reversed King of Swords and you've got the Ten of Pentacles. And as I said, I feel like this is going to play out for you in group situations, group dynamics, especially family, but it could be like also groups of friends and also in business. And what you're doing is you're reading the energy of situations outside of yourself. So you're focusing in on the energy of other people in other situations. So why is that important? So with your south node being in Aries of the first house, you have the natural ability to, understand your energy, your motivations, and where you're coming from with laser-like focus. But in this situation, for this year, what's going to be really important is for you to pick up on the energy of other people, kind of where they're coming from. And with the King of Swords reversed, it's not going to help you to understand the energy through the intellect. That's what this is saying. So you're not going to mentally pick up where people are coming from or perceive their energy through the mind. Okay, that's not how it's going to happen. You're going to perceive it through your actual like emotional connection. So it's like picking up on where people are coming from their own energy field. Like, what is it you're feeling, not what you're thinking. Okay, and part of that is simply for you, it's taking the focus, like, kind of, because you're naturally more self-focused with your south node, is you're now focusing it on, like, that same focus on other people. So and other people in like situations. And I feel like, especially as I said, it's going to take place in group dynamics where it's really going to help you to see where they're coming from. I mean, it can play out in lots of different ways. There's a situation that comes up and you are trying to figure out and navigate yourself through this situation, whether it be work or a family situation. And when you stop your mind from thinking, okay, I'm trying to think of how this is going to work out through my mind, or how you're particularly thinking about it, and you start to think like, okay, well, what are they saying? You're just simply taking that focus on the other person and trying to understand. Just the act of doing that, of that refocus on them, is going to help you to navigate the situation. And so this is going to come up a lot this year, and you're basically looking at things and perceiving things from the other person's point of view, okay, which is very, you know, Libra and, seventh house. You're seeing the other. You already know how you think and feel about it, but now try to see where they're coming from. And this skill, when you develop it, is really, really powerful, because it can help you to further your relationships, to improve your relationships, improve your career, and just it opens up a whole wide array of possibilities in your life. So just think about that. Think about that. Try to perceive people and situations from focusing on where they're coming from, and you're going to see that it's really going to open up your life in new and exciting ways and really enhance your life. Anyway, I hope this reading was helpful to you. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions in your life and would like a personal tarot reading, or if you would like your astrological chart analyzed, where I can tell you where your personal life path formula is taking you, there's going to be a link in the description box below. But with that, make it a great 2024. Happy New Year. We'll see you on some more videos. Many blessings. Okay, North Node in Scorpio and or the 8th house. Okay, very interesting. So for North Nodes in Scorpio and or the 8th house, the card that popped out for you is the 8 of Pentacles. And what I'm seeing is that a lot of your development and things that are going to take place this year are going to happen within your work or career, or even if you are a stay-at-home parent, or like I said, whatever you do on a daily basis with your daily routine, which for most of you is going to be like work or career. I feel like a lot of your development is going to take place through this avenue. Okay. Now, what I'm seeing for you is your two cards that are either helping or hindering you is you've got the 5 of Swords reversed and you've got the 3 of Cups. And what I feel like is that I feel like there's going to be some situations that come up in your work life that that are going to be intense at different levels. Okay, there's going to be things that come up that it could be unpleasant. It could be work situations with people, or just in anything that has to do with people and their personalities. It could be there could be challenges that arise in this, but whatever transpires at work, what you're being told to do is you're being told to investigate it at a deeper level. So whatever happens because of your North Node in Scorpio or the 8th house, it's like you're looking at things from a deeper level or deeper perspective, and it's like almost like being an investigator, or a person who is a detective, so you're looking at what's going on behind the surface. So a situation happens at your work or career, and you're trying to make sense of it. What this is saying is you want to dig deeper, get information from multiple sources before you make decisions on things. And really what this is saying is that part of your development is understanding people and situations from a deeper psychological level. Okay. And it's getting you into the more complexities of life, and in particularly like relationships. Okay. Now the 3 of Cups, which is interesting, is this card is saying that with the 3 maidens with the intertwined cups, this is saying that the other skill that's going to help you is really helping to understand people at a deeper emotional level. And I feel like you're going to have allies in this. So when you're navigating these situations at work this year, what you're learning to do is you're learning to dig deeper into the situation, uncover things that could be hidden from plain sight. And the way you're going to do that is through relationships with people, like emotionally connecting, and kind of digging deeper. So you're going beyond the surface of situations. Now I know a lot of you listening to this, because you have a Taurus south node, or a second house south node, is complexity, drama, all of those things. I know that they're not really appealing. They're not really appealing to anybody, but like I mean, let's face it, people that have like the Taurus South Node or second house South Node like to keep things just straightforward and simple. And I feel you there, okay? I wish life could always just be kind of, so really simple and straightforward, but many times it's not. And this is a lifetime for you to develop those skills of connecting at a deeper level with people and situations. As I said, like kind of being the detective and like digging deeper. Now, what's in it for you is, in the end, a richer life. Okay, a better life. You're not doing it, and don't think you're not getting anything out of it, because when you're doing this and you're able to kind of go deeper, you're developing these life skills, but it's really part of your life path. And what ends up happening is you're going to see that your life is going to start to open up and things are going to get better for you overall. So it's kind of like when you do the uncomfortable thing, that's part of your like North Node life path. You do that, what's uncomfortable, you end up getting more comfort in the long run, okay, if that makes sense, okay. And so you're doing this right now, and as I said, it's going to take some. There's situations that could be kind of really sticky and that are going to require some some kind of deep navigation. But remember that to connect, the way you're going to navigate this is be willing to go deeper into the situations and be willing to get help and assistance, because there are people around you that can help you navigate this whole thing. Okay. And that's where a lot of the development this year is going to come for you, is in what you do every day, for a living, or your normal like routines, job, career, whatever it is. And yeah, there's a great growth potential for you this year, and you're going to see that it could really pay off. Just be able to like go to that deeper level and kind of like dig into under the surface of people and situations. Anyway, I hope this reading was helpful to you and you found some value in it. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions in your life and would like a personal tarot reading, or if you would like your astrological chart analyzed where I look at your personal life path formula, there's going to be a link in the description box below. But with that, I'll say thank you. Make it a great 2024. Happy New Year. Many blessings. Okay, North Node in Sagittarius and or the 9th house. Okay, so the card that popped out for you is the Wheel of Fortune. And for you, North Nodes in the 9th house and or Sagittarius, this is going to be a potentially big year for all of you, where you can really make great changes, not only in your life, but in the lives of others. And the reason I say that is that we're getting to the point in this part of human history where it's really important that people kind of stand up for what they believe in, stand up for actually like what is right, but actually being able to see the singular correct path. And really, that's what your North Node is. It's like you're taking all of your experience from your past, all of your experience from your past lives, which are many different paths that are intertwined, and bringing it into this lifetime for a singular focus. And that's why I say it's important, because it's really important that we need people like that are able to not only have that singular focus, but have the courage to relay that focus to the world. I mean, even if it's just on a personal level with, friends, family, coworkers, and whatnot, but especially if it's a path that is, a singular path that is going to help humanity, like help people. And that's why I feel like this is a big Wheel of Fortune for you North Nodes in Sag or the ninth house, because we need something as for all of us to believe in. We need a direction. And so the more people that have this focused direction in positive areas, positive directions, it's helping the collective move along. So what you're doing is you're essentially finding your point of focus and then putting, kind of, energy behind that. To kind of illustrate more, the things that are helping you or hindering you this year are you've got the Eight of Cups reversed, and you've got the Nine of Pentacles. Now, with the Eight of Cups reversed is that this is saying that you don't want to lose everything that you've learned before emotionally and walk away from it, but you're taking it with you on this new journey. So it's like the most people that have this North Node have a lot of life experience, and a lot of knowledge that they can impart to those around them, to the world in general, right? And what's important for you is to remember that and bring that into this point of focus. So before you go off on your journey in this life, wherever that point of focus is making sure that you bring in all those experiences and don't leave them behind. And you'll know that because you'll be able to draw from these experiences, and they're helping you build your point of focus and your journey kind of in this lifetime. And so really, like I said, that's what you're mainly here to do this year, is really kind of find your place and what is passionate to you, what are your belief systems, what is it that you truly believe in, and then moving toward that point of focus while bringing all of that past experience that you have and past knowledge into this. Now with the Nine of Pentacles, this is again saying that what could happen for you this year with this Wheel of Fortune, because whenever I see the Wheel of Fortune in a reading, it can be like a real game changer for you. And I feel like of all the North Nodes this year, as I said, when you're bringing that positive point of focus, your beliefs and passions, and you're bringing it into the world, what can end up happening is it actually could create better fortune in your life. We're talking about, like, yes, financial security, physical security, um, uh, wealth, promotions, a lot of positive things can happen for you North Nodes by just, focusing in on that singular path that you're supposed to find in this lifetime. For each of you, it's going to be different, that singular path. The way you're going to know it is you're not going to know it through your mind. And that's what's really important to remember is with your South Node in Gemini or the third house, you're not going to figure it out through your mind and logic. The way you're going to figure it out is through your intuition. And you're going to know it. You're going to know it, not in your mind, but you're going to feel it and know it. And when you feel it and know it, you're going to be able to move forward into this like point of focus, your particular life path. And it's in doing so, it's going to help people. One of the ways this could play out, for example, let's just say like, so Sagittarius in the ninth house rules like religion, education, gurus, priests, like any like any sort of people that are like on that spiritual or philosophical path. So a person could like develop, let's say, a self-help book series, or start a certain like belief system that's going to help a lot of people, help the collective. by them focusing in and using their knowledge in that singular path and writing that book or doing those seminars, or starting starting a spiritual movement where it's going to help people. That's what I'm talking about here. And the result of that could be a lot of like personal growth, personal wealth for you as an individual. So you're getting something out of it for sure, and if anything, you're going to be, getting a way better position in life when you do this. So it's pretty exciting for you, but just remember, you have to, don't let your mind confuse you into too many directions. You're not going to figure this path out through your mind. You're going to figure it out, as I said, through your gut instincts and your intuition. So follow that. And if it seems like if you're going down a certain path, if it's not working, you can always redirect. But just remember that make sure that it's coming from that deep intuitive part of yourself. So anyway, yeah, exciting things for you this year. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this reading was helpful to you. If you have any questions in your life and would like a personal tarot reading, or if you would like your astrological chart analyzed where I can look at your personal life path formula, there's going to be a link in the description box below. But with that, I wish you a happy new year. Make it a great year. We'll see you on some more videos. Many blessings. Okay, North Node in Capricorn and or the 10th house. Okay, so the card that popped out for you as a theme card for 2024, that's going to be a big theme, is the Lover's card. And I feel like for you North Nodes in Capricorn and or the 10th house, there's going to be a lot of growth in relationships for you. Yes, romantic relationships possibly, but also like friendships. The Lovers is not just necessarily romantic, but it could be work relationships, family relationships, but all relationships of all sorts. There's going to be a lot of learning and growth within that. Now, the cards that are helping and or hindering you is, you've got two cards. You've got the Nine of Swords reversed, and you've got the Knight of Cups reversed. And what I'm thinking here is that, remember, with your North Node in Capricorn and or the 10th house, you're being told in this lifetime to not give up on your family or relationships or things like that. Like you're supposed to focus on that, but at the same time you're supposed to focus on developing something beyond family and relationships. And when you do that, when you develop something beyond family and relationships, which I'll explain in a minute, when you do that, it actually makes your relationships stronger in the long run. So one of the common things you see a lot with North Node in Capricorn or the 10th house is you see people that throughout their life have been kind of pushed and prodded to become successful in some area, like whether that be like through like education, business, or gaining a skill, but things that are outside the realm of normal, like family and closeness. They're going beyond that and developing something kind of beyond that. You can think of it like, when you think of like Capricorn and Cancer, you can think of like the mother and the father, and for those of us that do have had both in our life, where you have a strong parent. We'll just take the typical thing. You see, like typically the roles are like, the masculine side could go out and it's like provide, for the family. And as I said, these are just traditional models. I'm not saying that they're right or wrong. We're just saying like what these masculine and feminine roles have been, not that they're right or wrong. But like when you think of Capricorn, you think of like going out and becoming more for your family. And then, on the feminine side, it could be, like, providing like the nurturing and taking things at home. That would be like the Cancer side, okay, as opposed to the Capricorn side. And as I said before, that there, it doesn't matter what gender or whatever, because there could be a female or any gender in the role of the Capricorn, okay? But we're just talking about the energy. But what you see a lot of times with this is you see that people that have this North Node in Capricorn or in the 10th house have a reluctance to go out beyond the confines of like the safety of a family or like of a group and because they don't see the importance of that. And what ends up happening is when they do that, they become not only stronger for themselves, but they become stronger and better for the family that they care so much about, if that makes sense. Now, the two cards here, as I said, with a Nine of Swords and the Knight of Cups, this is essentially saying that through your relationships, you're going to be given an opportunity to grow in new areas outside of these relationships. And in doing so, you're going to enhance those relationships. So you're going to grow and have the courage to grow outside of them, but in the long run, it's going to help them. Now, with the Nine of Swords, I feel like when you do this, when you are able to have the courage to like step out and say, okay, you know what, I'm going to go for that career. I'm going to go for that promotion. I'm going to go back to school and I'm going to, learn a new skill or whatever it is. What ends up happening is a lot of the anxiety that you could have been feeling prior to this, because I feel like a lot of people that have this North Node might be carrying with them a lot of anxiety, like losing sleep and just that I can see going. So when you're able to kind of go out of that comfort zone into the world, following that Capricorn, North Node or 10th house North Node, you're going to be dropping a lot of anxiety in the process. And then the Knight of Cups reversed is saying that, the role that you think you might have in the world, which is, all about, like family emotions, you find that maybe when you haven't developed that Capricorn North Node, it's not enhancing that area of your life like you hoped it would. And so what this is simply saying is it's the Knight of Cups is reversed because it's refocusing. It's focusing now on your quest is not the quest of just the emotional side of life, just the safety and comfort of, family, friends, loved ones, and all of that. But your quest is taking all of that with you, but out into the greater world, and to becoming more for not only yourself but for those you love, if that makes sense. The way I like to explain it is when you think about it in a really simple like term, is that you call it like the baby bird syndrome. If you've ever watched a wildlife show where like a mother bird or like any sort of an animal has to actually like take the the young and actually kind of take them out of the den or the nest. It's like going out into the world, and that's how they're learning it. But that's the way it feels to have this North Node. A lot of times you could feel like the world has been prodding you out into the scary, world, like people around you, like teachers, parents, just bosses and stuff are like pushing you out where you don't want to go. And so it's that reluctance to kind of go out into the world. So like one of the things that you see with this North Node is you see that as they do the scary thing and go out into the world and become more than they think they are, and they start to achieve things, they actually become stronger and better for their family and like those they love. So yeah, a lot of potential this year to really strengthen relationships and strengthen your place in the world by kind of going off and doing that kind of uncomfortable thing out in the world. But anyway, I hope this reading was helpful to you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found some value in it. If you have any questions and would like a personal tarot reading, or if you want your astrological chart analyzed, there's going to be a link in the description box below. But with that, I'll say Happy New Year. Make it a great 2024. We'll see you on some more videos. Many blessings. Okay, North Node in Aquarius and or the 11th house. Okay, so the card that popped out for you is the Temperance Reverse card. And what I saw in my mind when this card popped out was it's a tempering or of emotions for you this year. Tempering emotions, desires. It's like a balancing, keeping things in balance for you North Nodes in Aquarius and or the 11th house. Because remember, your South Node is in Leo or the 5th house. Okay, so it's about balancing these emotions and balancing your desires in what it is you want in life. Um, the cards that are coming up for you that are either helping or hindering you is you've got the 7 of Cups reversed and you've got the 8 of Pentacles reversed. And what I'm seeing for a lot of you is you're still working on, a lot of you, is what it is you are doing for a living, what it is you're doing for a career, or things that you want to develop as far as like side businesses. You've been trying to figure this out for a while. So work, career, what it is you do, there could be some confusion in that. And there's this, emotional confusion. Part of the reason is that you want to rethink, and what's going to happen this year is you want to rethink why it is, like what is motivating you to do the things that you do. And I feel a lot of it is going to be like motivations. And when you ask yourself, okay, why do I want this, or why am I developing that, and really like explore it, like go down to its like most basic level, that's where you're going to kind of find your answer. What do I mean by that? So when I heard Deepak Chopra say this one time when he was asking somebody, he was asking uh, one of his patients, because he was a doctor starting off his career, and he asked the patient, like, why is it that you want to get better and be healed? And the person said, oh, well, I want to get better so I can go to work and continue to support my family and you know be healthy in that sense. And he goes, well, why do you want to do that? And then the guy said, well, it's because if I can stay healthy and keep my job and support my family, I can send my kids to school, and then they can be successful and taken care of, and I can save for my retirement. And he just kept asking questions. Well, why do you want to do that? And essentially what it went down to is the guy kind of finally said, well, I just want to be happy. And so what you want to do is, whatever you're doing for a living, you start asking yourself, like, why is it you're doing that? So for example, it could be like, let's say somebody who wants to become a famous actor or a musician, let's say. And you say, like, well, why do you want to do that? And if the person might come to the realization, well, I just want the recognition because I want to feel validated in my life. So, when you ask that question, you get to the root of it. And then the whole point of this is that is your motivation for whatever you do for a living or whatever you're trying to achieve in your life, is it in alignment with like your true, north node, which is the north node of Aquarius, which is helping the collective, which is, you know, um, doing things that using your gifts and talents for the betterment of the group, whether that be a family or whether that be like a business or whatnot, or is it coming from a place of, wanting to do things like just for your like personal gratification, which there's nothing wrong per se. But all I'm saying here is that this year, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to find out what is motivating you to do, and be honest, like what is motivating you to do the things that you do. What are the bottom line motivating factors, like for example, I talked to a guy years ago who actually, this was like probably 20 years ago, and he became a successful doctor, but he wasn't happy. And he shared with me this story. It was actually with a group of people, and he completely like changed his career and did something else. But he was making like, you know, over $250,000 a year as a doctor, and back then, 20 years ago, that was a lot of money. And, he was, would be all accounts successful. But what he realized was when he didn't do it because he really wanted to do it. He did it because his parents really wanted him to be a doctor, and he wanted the recognition of like being a doctor. He admitted that he really didn't do it from a place of wanting to help people or heal people. Not that he didn't want to help or heal people, but he realized that his real true motivation was to have the prestige of becoming a doctor. Like it's a big thing. And that's a huge accomplishment. I mean, for someone to go through all of that schooling and that hard work, and like, yeah, it's a great accomplishment. But all I'm saying here is that what's going to help you in your life is whatever it is you want to do, figure out your motivations. And that's where the confusion is. Why are you doing what you want to do? And you just be honest. And then, because if it's coming from a place that maybe is not in alignment with um, the 11th house or with Aquarius, which rules like charities, it rules like, you know, um, giving away, um, basically helping people and helping the collective. If it's not in alignment with that, it's not going to be something that's going to be fulfilling for you in the long run, if that makes sense. So anyway, yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying from you. Just realize that, watch your emotions and where they go, and analyze why it is you feel about certain things the way you do, and ask yourself your motivations, and it's going to help clarify, where it is you should go in this life path. Anyway, I hope this reading was helpful to you and you found some value in it. Thank you so much for watching. If you would like a personal tarot reading, or if you would like your astrological chart analyzed where I can look at your personal life path formula, there's going to be a link in the description box below. But with that, I'll say thank you again. Make it a great 2024. Happy New Year, and we'll see you on some more videos. Many blessings. Okay, North Node in Pisces and or the 12th house. Okay, so the card that popped out for you, that's a big theme for 2024, is the Three of Pentacles. And this is a card of work, but in particular, this is a card of being recognized for the work you do in a positive way. And I feel like for this year, the big theme for you for you North Nodes in Pisces and or the 12th house is being recognized for what it is you do, which is enhancing not only your life, but the lives of others. And I feel like a lot of growth is going to come from that, where people are going to see the value in what it is you do, whether it is it's something for a career or, a side business, or just how you are kind of, in general being recognized for, because our lives are works of art, like the way we live our life. So I just feel like there's going to be recognition that's going to come from that. Now, the cards that are either helping or hindering you are actually like two positive cards. You've got the Chariot card, and you've got the Queen of uh, Wands. Now, the Chariot card, what's important is the way that the Chariot moves forward is it's balanced, because you have the white Sphinx and the black Sphinx. And if one of those, if one polarity, or if your life is unbalanced, the Chariot doesn't go straight. It veers to one side or the other. So to move forward, it's really important this year that you maintain a balance. Balance of what? Balance of work and self-care, balance of, you know, putting in, being responsible for things, and then, but also, being able to, give to yourself. It's basically about just being balanced. And so it's a positive thing. And so that balance is a key component for you in moving this forward. The other thing is with the Queen of Wands is this is all about energy. It's about energy, inspiration, and creativity. But first and foremost, it's really important that throughout this year that you maintain your energy field, take care of it, like not only through self-care, but just making sure that the energy that you are radiating out on a day by day, hour by hour, is the best energy that you can put out, because it's really, important for you moving forward. Now, the other part of Wands is creativity and inspiration. And so by you maintaining your energy field and, noticing if there's some sort of a disturbance in the energy or the force type of a thing, when you can perceive that, then you can make the adjustments, that you need to, in order to keep everything, balanced. But also within that, keeping that energy field pure and balanced is going to help with creativity and inspiration. So you'll be able to draw from that. So it's really positive, this year for you Pisces North Node, or North Node in the 12th house. And really, the reason that this is important is that you are now heading toward, something that's a path that's more akin to the spiritual path or the higher path. Okay, you're going to you're creating things in the world that, through your own life and through what you do, are helping people connect to life at a deeper level beyond the physical, if that makes sense. So it's important work, okay? And even if it's, just you being as a person can help these can help somebody, even, through your own energy field, can help somebody to achieve, like, higher states of consciousness, higher states of being. And yeah, that's kind of what you're here to do, to go beyond the physical. So yeah, very very positive. Just remember, you want to keep things balanced, in your life, okay, and then also maintaining that energy field, okay, to tap into your creativity and to inspiration, but also keeping that energy pure for yourself, and, moving forward. That's kind of like your fuel, moving your chariot forward. But yeah, very very positive. Yeah, great reading. I hope this reading was helpful to you and you found some value in it. Thank you so much for watching. If you would like a personal tarot reading, or if you would like your astrological chart analyzed, where I could look at your life path through your chart, There's going to be a link in the description box below. But with that, I'll say Happy New Year. Make it a great year, and we'll see you on some more videos. Many blessings.